Roman Travis, Magic Talk.
Someone who just snuck back into the country. Man, you were lucky, Tanya Unkovich. How did you manage that? How did you sneak in?
No, I kid you not. It was really very lucky, wasn't it? And as soon as Trump announced it in the USA, I looked at Grant and I said, I bet you New Zealand is going to follow. And once we got on the aircraft and those doors were closed, I thought there's no way they'll turn the aircraft back. We are on our way. So,
yeah,
very lucky.
Did you tie your sweatshirt around your face or something? What did you do on the flight back from the US?
Well, one thing we did do is we had a very long wait before our flight was going to go. So checking out at midday and then a 9 o'clock departure. We actually joined the Koru Club. We just went to that expense and said, no, I'd rather sit in the Koru Club for 8 hours instead of wander around Lax Airport. And that was the best thing we did, actually, because it was quiet. There were very few people there and we were very well rested. We just made sure that the entire trip we kept our own immunity up. We just did what we know to do. We took responsibility for ourselves and we didn't get too close to people as well. So, you know, there are things that you can do to protect yourself.
Yeah, there are. Tanya Unkovich is a life coach, normally in the studio, but we kind of went, hey, look, no offence, Tanya, but we kind of went, oh, I don't know.
No, that was absolutely fine. And look, I even said to Grant yesterday, and I sent you an email, hey, I don't feel good about coming into the studio. So, and there we go. Just went to make the announcement yesterday afternoon. So.
Yeah, very lucky to get back. And here's a quick text from Jay. Jay just says, in regards to travel, we booked a weekend to the Gold Coast, flying with Jetstar, travelling next week. I phoned Jetstar this morning to cancel the flights. The call went straight through and received a full refund. Some people are having real trouble getting through to Air New Zealand. Did you contact Air New Zealand from the States before coming back?
No, we didn't. All I needed to do was just to go online and join Koru. I actually didn't need to contact them at all. And we just looked everything up online, to be honest. But I didn't have that urgency.
No.
So some other people have got that, and I was pretty sure we'd get out of the States.
Okay. Now tell me, when you were in Beverly Hills, as you do, did people run up to you and get your autograph?
Me?
Yeah.
No. No.
You look like a Hollywood movie star. Come on.
Well, look, no, I actually really dress down when I go overseas too.
Do you? Yeah.
I do, yeah. You know, you go into a shop and then people leave you alone when you're just in your digs.
Well, yeah.
I
guess
find
they
that
do.
anyway.
We're pretty good in New Zealand. When people see celebrities like you walking around the streets of Ponsonby, you know, they kind of go, oh, there's Tanya Unkovich, the life coach. So you were staying at the Anaheim Convention Centre. Was that jam-packed busy or otherwise?
Well, interestingly enough, we stayed in Beverly Hills first. There wasn't a lot going on TV about the coronavirus. We went to San Diego way, even less. Honestly, you wouldn't have even really known about it. It was all about Super Tuesday and Biden and the big storm that was coming. Once we came back to Anaheim, it was an absolute frenzy on the media. But Anaheim itself was empty. The convention center was empty. It was a ghost town. And the hotel where we were staying and all the hotels around were empty. I kid you not. So people were really being so kind to us, and, you know, you felt very obliged to really tip them well because they just weren't getting that extra money coming in.
No.
We did go to Disneyland. It was probably at about 40% capacity at Disneyland, but everywhere else very, very quiet. Okay. Very quiet.
I guess we should get on to what you really are here to talk about. Is that fear we're covering today?
Absolutely, because this is what's going on in the world right now is bringing up everyone's fear because everyone's in this state of uncertainty. And look, we get fearful, don't we? We get fearful of poverty. We get fearful of ill health, dying, which is what this is doing, isn't it? It's bringing up what are we going to do for our jobs, our work? What if I get sick? So I always think that when something like this is going on, this is going to be a really good time to build your own muscle of resilience.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, and just start building this muscle and going, okay, what can I do now to strengthen my own immunity? What can I do to strengthen my own mind right now? There's so much we can do with self-care. And also, you know, ask the question, well, what is great about this? Well, yes, if we are self-isolating, I can be really resourceful. I can actually get all of these projects done in the home that I wanted to. We're so lucky in this day and age where things can be delivered to our door.
Yeah.
We can be like the Italians. We can sing. There's so much we can do to change our mindset around this instead of this doom and gloom and fear that can so easily be brought on.
Yeah, look, during the week I was in Rotorua and I met this French doctor and I just put my hand out, shook his hand as I do, and he said, oh, it's unusual, a New Zealander who wants to shake my hand. I can't stand all that, tapping of the ankles or knocking of elbows. It's all a bit kinky, really, isn't it? But you were told by one lady overseas, don't listen to the news here, it's controlled by Hollywood.
Yes. And look, I've got to be honest, when we came back to America, when we came back to Anaheim from being in San Diego, the news had a very different tone. It was actually a bit, it could have actually driven you a bit nuts, to be honest. And I only ever watch the news when I'm overseas. So I was flicking between Fox and CNN, and it was a fear frenzy. It was mild hysteria. And then on top of that, it's becoming quite political. And one station hates Trump and the other one is for Trump. And so they really get into this fighting between the stations. It's quite comical. Yeah. But I've got to say, at times, I just said to Grant, turn it off. This is actually a bit mind-blowing because it really was fueling the fear. And I just couldn't see any reason for it, personally.
You're getting old when you check into a hotel and rather than putting on some juicy, exciting movie, you flick through the news channels. It is quite addictive, isn't it? It's hard to know when to turn off.
Well, not only that, I really love the commercials in the USA. They're very funny. So between the news and the commercials, they're quite good. But because of this going on, I was interested in what was going on. I definitely watched, but did notice how, your own blood pressure can go up because it was really... It was mild hysteria when we got back to Anaheim, and I was very happy to get on that plane.
When it comes to fear, we're no different to children. We tend to look. So when something confronts us, we look from left to right. We look how other people are reacting, don't we?
Absolutely. And also we're trying to get certainty from other people, aren't we? And this is where I'm going to invite you to just go within and think of a time in your life when you have already experienced real difficulties, tragedies. You've come through it already. You're still the same you. So you can get through this as well, whatever it is that's going on. And just be open to facing this fear, whatever it is that you're going through regarding this virus that's going on. Just go, look, you know what? I'm not going to let this crush me. I'm going to actually let this make me greater in some way. I'm going to use this now to build my own muscle. And this way you can show up in other areas of your life with this added muscle of resilience.
How important is it to be in a family situation or any situation where you've got people around you that depend on you? How important is it to put that fear to the side? Really important. Do it for yourself first, obviously. You really want to do this for yourself. But you also want to teach those around you that no matter what is going on in your life, there is always going to be a solution. So often when we are faced with problems, we go, how will I cope with this? Well, teach your children, teach family members that no matter what problem comes up in your life, learn how to be resourceful to find the solution. Yeah, it's easier said than done, but a good thing to work on, as you said, to build that muscle of resilience, right? Absolutely. Build that muscle of resilience. Teach those around you how to do it. And the truth is, everything does pass, and there is always hindsight, and we go, gosh, I did get through this. Let this be one of those times as well. Tanya Unkovich, fresh back in from the US. I mean, literally back in from the US. Snuck in just before midnight tonight. She's lucky. She's our life coach here on the Sunday Cafe each and every Sunday. Well, most of them anyway. And you can find Tanya on social media. Thank you.